Hey, it's Dr. Carl Kopp here again in the LinkedIn Learning Sound Booth, and I wanted to give you some ideas and concepts and philosophical lessons I've learned from my journey of being, a lynda.com author all the way to being a LinkedIn Learning author. And so I thought I'd share some of those philosophical findings with you today. I had some more practical ones up in the corner. You can click on that card and see that. But here I want to talk a little bit about philosophically what have I learned. Well, way back in 2014 when I was approached by a gentleman named Aaron and said, hey, do you want to do a lynda.com course? I was like, oh my goodness, yes, but I'm not sure I have what it takes to do a lynda.com course. We had done Lynda courses in our graduate program, and our students have taken them, and they were wonderful. And so I was very honored and excited, but very nervous about whether or not I could really do it. But I took the leap anyway. So one of the lessons I've learned is take the leap. See if something is fun and exciting. Just give it a try. No matter how nervous you are, that can be the stepping stone to other great things that you might want to do. So step number one, I think, is philosophical lesson is, take the leap. The second thing I learned from doing LinkedIn learning courses, kind of the philosophy that I've done it, is that the people that are, the stars or the people that you look up to, hey, they're doing courses, hey, they're writing books, are normal, typical people. So I've met over the years so many authors here at LinkedIn. We would go out to dinner. I would meet them. They would be presenting their own courses, and we talk about our courses, and very down-to-earth people that I admired, but very down-to-earth, very friendly, very kind people. So the people that are creating these courses really are authentic, and they want you to learn, and that is really kind of an exciting thing to learn here. Another kind of philosophical thing is you can be professional and still laid back. So again, coming from maybe the East Coast, I was like, oh, I've got to do this, I got to do this, I have all this stuff together, and you get out here and people were very laid back, but very creative and very into what they were doing and very professional, but a different kind of professionalism than, I kind of made up in my head about, the directors and the scripts and all that kind of stuff. And so get rid of those preconceived notions and just think about what is really happening in terms of being laid back. But what's the final product? The product is a professionally made, professionally developed element. And I think being laid back actually helps you become more comfortable as you're presenting. And another philosophical thing I've learned about working here at LinkedIn Learning, not working, but being an author, a creator here for over the years, is that whatever you create, you need to let people know about it. So, and that sounds weird, kind of in this influencer thing, but when I first created courses, the producer came to me, actually the overall director who's in charge of making courses came to me and said, Carl, you are the only professor we have right now who uses his courses or their courses in the class. And I'm like, well, that's weird. If you created the course, why wouldn't you want people to use it and to leverage it and take advantage of it? So it was about telling people that you've got that course, that you're proud of it, that you want people to take it. And so go ahead and do that. The other thing I learned is that people are excited to learn. Well, I kind of knew that. I'm excited to learn, but other people are excited as well. So when I see something on LinkedIn, somebody says, hey, I just took Dr. Kopp's class, I'm really excited about it. That's something that I'm very proud of, but it's something that you should do. If you have taken a course and you've learned something great, let people know about it. Let the instructor know. It really means a lot to me when someone leaves me that kind of message. And so take your time to do that, and then encourage your learners to do that as well. And another thing I have learned through my work here at, again, as an author, is that sometimes you hit the home run and sometimes you strike out. I have a course on creating a syllabus. I thought it would be a great idea. No one cares about that course. No one watches it. It's been archived. Good luck if you can find it. Maybe that's kind of a mystery if you can find that. But then I have other courses that have been wildly successful, more successful than I could imagine. My gamification course just kind of really took off. So that was fun. And then my interactive learning course, and I'm doing another one on AI and gamification, and that's done really well. So you never hit a home run every time, but you just got to keep swinging. And so that's another thing that I've kind of philosophical, lesson that I've learned. So adding on to that, I've also learned to be flexible. I've had to record in, again, a large sound stage with practical items, and we kind of made like a Zoom camera when on my first gamification course. I've had to be in small rooms where there wasn't a whole lot of space, where I had to stand in one spot, kind of give my presentation there. I've done courses from home, so I had to be in my home office, and I had to learn for that. I had to learn how to set up the equipment. So they shipped it all to me, and then I had to figure out, well, okay, how does this lens work, and how does the sound work, and how do I set up my office at home like a studio? I had to clean up my office, which was a big deal for me, and so you had to figure out kind of all that stuff out. But I persevered. I got it set up, and then they logged in, and then I sat in the right place, and they did the course with me, and it turned out actually one of my more fun courses. That was actually the branching course. Was the first one I did for that, and that was kind of fun. I think the metaverse course was also done in that genre as well, in home, in my office. Then I've come back to California. Now I'm doing one in the booth where you don't see me very much at all. That particular course is just kind of me speaking and you following the prompts and things that I enter on the screen. So that's a great way to learn as well. So the idea of being flexible, saying yes to everything, to try it out, that's been a great philosophical lesson as well. Another lesson is to keep on track with trends in your industry. So, I started out doing gamification courses, and then the industry kind of went away from gamification a little bit. So went to interactive learning and those kind of concepts, and looked at elements of interactive learning like branching. We looked at the metaverse. We looked at how to do it from an instructor perspective, how to do it from an online perspective. And then AI came along. We add AI into the perspective as well. So, constantly having to learn and acquire new information about where your field is going. Don't get stuck with the, old yellow notepad, metaphorically, of the old technology and things aren't evolving. You've got to evolve just as your field evolves, not just technology, but concepts and ideas in the field. And that's something that has helped keep me relevant over the past, 10 years of doing courses, 11 years of doing courses. If I had not kept up with what was going on in the industry, nobody would want me to do a course anymore because I would be irrelevant. So you want to make sure that you keep up with what's happening in the industry. That's an important thing to do if you want to help educate others. You've got to remain educated yourself about what the industry is doing. Another lesson I've learned is that there's always something new to learn. So whenever I come out here, I sometimes work with different directors and different folks who are helping with teleprompting and makeup. They put, anti-shine on my head so I'm not like blinding people. But I learn something all the time. Maybe a director has a different way of me speaking or presenting or articulating a concept. Maybe when I'm working with someone who's helping me with my scripts, they have a different concept as well. So something like that always can be really helpful. So make sure that you're always learning. And one more tip is take advantage of the opportunity. So here I am in the sound booth. I thought, what a great place to record and fantastic place to record. So I came in early because I'm on East Coast time. We're out on the West Coast. And I was able to create these videos in the booth. So that was kind of exciting to just take advantage of the little moments or ideas that you or time that you have. So that's another thing to keep in mind as you're working with that. So those are some philosophical or big picture tips that I've gotten from my journey of being a LinkedIn Learning, lynda.com author all the way to LinkedIn Learning. The way to sum this up is take advantage of opportunities. Don't say no. Always be flexible. Always listen and learn from others, and always try to improve not just your own life, but the lives of others. When you break out of your, everyday routine of doing things and start thinking about, well, how is this going to help somebody else? How can this be an advantage to someone else? That's made my journey so much more exciting and engaging, that I'm not really doing it for myself, although honestly, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy being a LinkedIn Learning author. It allows me to be very creative. It allows me to reach people literally all over the world. And those things are really exciting. But when at the end of the day, what's most exciting is when someone drops me an email, a message, something, and says, hey, you know what, Carl, this course really helped me. I really learned a lot, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity to learn from you. And then they go do great things. And that's what you want to do. That's what the journey is all about. So good luck and have fun.